Para-pa-param. Para-pa-pam. Para-pa-para-pa-pa. Hello, and welcome to another stream of Planeship Development. Hello, boys and girls. I wanted to ask you if you feel that in the streams I'm speaking too much, because I tend to describe everything I do, but sometimes I feel that maybe it may get annoying to hear me speaking all the time. What do you think about it? You want me to describe more or less of what I do? Okay, so let's go back to our minigame mission, which is the same one of yesterday, but actually I did some progress on it. And yeah, I did some progress. Let me just launch, let me change the scene so you can see what I see. And let me launch the project. So the good news is that compared to yesterday, I finished the algorithm for navigating our puzzle grid, and actually works pretty well. So it's able to find a random path in the grid, and is able to determine the beginning and the end and things like that. So you think silence is awkward? Okay, so we go only silent. Only silent now. Silence. Someone disconnected immediately. As I went silent, we lost few people. They were like, what the hell, there's no audio on this stream. Silence. Okay. Okay, I will not be silent. Yeah, so what we were doing? Well, we were doing mini games. Why mini games? I don't know, because I like them. I like mini games. So, did I launch the right one? It doesn't look like. Yes, this one is the one where we were testing the C++ part, because I think we have 2 or 3. So I think we need to extend then. Because we have one project which is actually not a C++ project. It's only a blueprint project. How can I change it so that it becomes also a C++ project? I don't know. Is there a way? Unreal Engine convert blueprint to C++. Wow, it's the first thing that comes out. Converting blueprints to C++ code. Well, not exactly. How to convert a BP content project in 8 steps? Holy shit. It needs 8 steps. Content only, 3++, alternate guide below, non-destructive. Download Visual Studio, create new C++ based project. You basically need to merge the two. Oh my. Yeah, you copy the content and plugins. Okay, that makes sense as well. Yeah, I understand. That's probably the easiest then. So you make another one, which is actually But I could make, because I have one already. I have one already. I have this C++. So I could, in theory, I could copy inside of this the full content structure, but I don't know if it's really gonna work because there is so much in here. Maybe it's time to move the minigame to the main project, or maybe it's time to use. Well, I could use this C++, right? I could use this one to test my minigame. Why not? Because what's the point? I created a class now, which is this BP utils, which is actually capable of generating a puzzle game, right? Now, I did a lot of thinking on this, and there is the new latest version that you can see. Just add C++ class from the new menu in the editor. Is that simple? Cool. So I need to, yeah, what I need to do, okay, let me try. So this is the project. I need to add C++, and it doesn't have an SLN, you know, it doesn't have an SLN file, so I cannot really compile it because there is no source directory, you see. I can say generate Visual Studio project file and see what happens. You know, it says this project does not have any source code. You need to add a C++ source file to the project from the editor before you can generate project files. Okay. Okay. How do I do this? So like what? Like adding, like add new C++ class. Okay. An empty C++ class with a default constructor and destructor. That's okay. Next, my class. Very nice. Can I remove it then? I hope I can remove it. Okay. Just thinking about it. And we go silence. It's taking a lot of time compiling code. Let me see what it did. Because if you can, yeah, I created the SLN. That's very, very nice. Then I will just have to move this utility class, and then I think we are good. So it created source, yes, very nice. It created a C++ class, very good. It's recompiling everything, nice. So basically, as soon as you add one C++ class, so why this guide was so stupid? I mean, why this guide is like, because this guide is very old, I guess, right? That's why. It's 2018. It's not so old, so why they ask you to do that? There is a guide on how to transition a content BP project to zip. So yeah, so is assuming that you really want to move the content, so that's why he's explaining you all this. But that probably was not my original question. Then there is a step 8 celebrate. Okay, we can just jump directly to step 8. It's still compiling. Okay, I think it did it. It did it, boys. I think it did it. It's taking a lot of time. I don't know why, but maybe because it's the first launch or something. I think we can close this one, and we can keep only this new one open. And what I want to do, I want to move those two classes that I have on my C++ thingy here. Well, I want to copy them, I guess. Do I want to copy or do I want to move? I think I want to copy. I will put it here. Why not? And then when this thing is opening up, I will drag and drop, you know, my new class, this one, under this, so that we have my BHP util, and I will try to recompile and see what happens. So while it recompiles, I'm telling you the theory, okay? So what I completed. So we have an algorithm now which works okay, which is taking as an input the sides of the puzzle. You can give any number. You can give a number from 1 to whatever you want, but just for the sake of scalability and predictability, we will have like 4 sets. So the 1, the 4, the 1, the 4, the 9, and the 16, right? These 4 sets, and now the algorithm is able to start from 0 0, which is always our start point, and then based on the number that you gave, for example 10, is able to navigate 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, is able to navigate randomly in the grid and provide you a path, plus, which is the most important part, is able to know which direction you are turning, and so is able to with this thing I made here, is able to know which kind of connections you need, right? So if you need a corner connection, a straight, so if it's a straight line, if it's a corner, if it's another type of corner, a straight line, or whatever, you know. So like in this case, the vertical one will be type number 1, right? Then the next one will be this corner, which is actually type number 3, which is this corner here in green. Then this corner will be type number 5, right, which is this corner, and so on. So is able to determine the type of corner or the type of transition you need, right? And is storing that into a structure. Cannot open include file third person C++. Yes, you are right, my friend, because actually it's not third person C++. It should be why? Okay, I can remove it, but I think it will require it, no? I think it will be my view 3D umg.h, right? Which is the name of my project, by the way. So we are storing that into a structure, which is just an array, kind of an array, but an array that we can read from blueprints. Okay, so it's actually an array of a struct, but okay. Then what I was thinking is that I need to create kind of a data type or a data table, right? Expressing which kind of visual objects we have available to compose our puzzle. So I think I need, and I didn't create this yet, I think I need to create, for example, one entry for each of the 6 types that we have. So for example, I can say the type 1, right, which for us is a vertical line. It can be from top to bottom or from bottom to top, is the same. So a vertical line, which kind of base shape is using the base shape B1. So obviously this one I will have to define, right? And at the moment I have 2 basic shapes. I have B1 and B4. Right? B1 is a straight line, B4 is a simple corner. And so in my database, in my data table, I can say I have, to resolve the type 1, I need a base shape B1 with a rotation of 0 and the complexity is 1. Then if I want to have a type number 2, which is the horizontal line here, the blue line, I can still use the B1, but I need to rotate in 90 degrees, right? And rotating in 90 degrees, it will give us the solution. And the complexity is 1. So if I create this kind of data table, I think I can then build the puzzle, just following the result of the algorithm. Then the next step after this will be to add multiple pieces, like the one that you see here at the top, like the B2, the B3, the B5, the B6, which are basically achieving the same result, but with different shapes. So, for example, B5 is still connecting like number 3, right? It's still connecting top with right, up with right, and so is equally valid, to a B4. So a B5 is equal to a B4. The difference is a bit more complex, maybe, I don't know, or it's just different. So what we will be able to do, we will be able to put, in the list multiple pieces and then just randomize them, or pick them up based on the complexity factor, right? So if the complexity, if I want a more complex puzzle, then I just sum up the complexity of the pieces that I'm trying to use, and I see what is the result. What is the result in complexity. Now I think we will have to do it kind of vice versa, so kind of the opposite way. So we should be able to, based on a complexity number, I don't know, like 90, build a puzzle which is of that complexity, because at the end it is what we will do, right? So we say this lock or this crafting procedure has complexity 90, please build a puzzle for it, right? So that's the ultimate goal. I don't think we are too far from it, but still there are a number of pieces needed. Okay, this guy successfully compiled. So he successfully compiled, which is pretty cool. So if I compile from here, can I compile from here? No. It's doing nothing. Maybe because it's already compiled? Yeah, but I added a class. You don't know, but I tell you, I added a class. So let me launch it again. Maybe I didn't realize yet that I added a class. Now, why I want to compile from the editor? Because I want to be sure that it's getting this utility class, and is then allowing me to call this generate puzzle grid, right? Okay, C++, yeah, you see now he has this BP utils, you see, so it's seeing my, and in fact now is able to compile. Okay, good. Yeah, you just had to relaunch the editor. Okay, nice. So now the question is, how do we trigger all this? Why is all black, by the way? Why is this weird? Because I'm on unlit. Okay. So the question is, can we change the name of this thing? Because actually it's not a forge anymore. I wanted to have a forge thingy as well, but this is not the forge. I make it like an anvil, but for now it is not the forge. This is the sewing of the armor. Let's call it armor. Armor is fine. Yeah, so it could be the forge actually, considering that is the armor. So how do we do this? So when I trigger this, and this is triggerable through, it is triggerable here, right, on begin component overlap. I want to tell the game that I'm in okay, sewing mode or whatever mode, and then I want to launch my widget, yes, like I'm doing, but I also want to generate a puzzle. So, well, I think the widget can generate the puzzle itself, no? Do we want the widget to generate the puzzle, or do we want the trigger to generate the puzzle? To me, it's pretty much the same. What is better? I think it's exactly the same. The trigger will be used anyway only for this puzzle, so yeah. Okay, let's try to generate. So I have to generate a puzzle before I create a widget. Well, it's the same. I will then need to have a widget setup, right? Well, widget setup is not that true. I need to. No, wait. I think I need to create. Yeah. So I would like. So this will become way bigger. I need to create. I need to generate my puzzle here. Okay, and then do the changes to the 3D world. So basically, do the changes to that. What is it? To that puzzle down there. Right. Do the changes here, and then display the widget which is looking at the camera pointing down. Right. So yeah. So the best will be. Let me see if I have my generate puzzle grid. Okay, yeah. So this one is my C++ function, which is actually here. Right. Generate puzzle grid. It takes as an input the sides of the puzzle and the length. So for now we will do it super simple. So we will do size of the puzzle is 2, which is basically generating a 2 by 2 grid, and the length is 4, meaning that I will fill all 4 boxes. So this will be the puzzle, this will be the puzzle sides, and I will fill all the 4 boxes. Now it's pretty easy. I can go this way, or I can go this way, right? So there is no other solution, I guess, of the puzzle. So it will just rotate clockwise or counterclockwise, and this will give us the solution, right? And this one is pretty simple. So we will generate our puzzle. We can do it client side, no problem, because the generate puzzle grid is not using any server side function. So I think it's cool. So 2, 4, and then what? Then as a result, right, we get. Why we have this weird description? I think I copy pasted from somewhere. Yeah, there is this weird description which is really not. So generate a puzzle, and then we should say something like we have 2 inputs. So puzzle size is the sides of the side of the square. I don't like the phrase. Puzzle size is the square sides, something like that. Square sides. I don't know. My English so. But anyway, example. So for example, here is example 2 for a 2 by 2 puzzle. 4 for a 4 by 4 puzzle. I hope it's clear enough. And then path length is the length of the path the player will have to follow, right? I mean, it has to be greater than the. I mean, it has to be smaller than the total size. Like if you have 4 by 4 and you say 17, you will never make it, obviously. But it's okay. So, okay. So we generate this. Now, after we generate this, we need to have a rearrange of our puzzle grid. So I think I need to create a new function. I will create a new function, and this will be the fun part. I will create a new function, and I will call it setup. Oops, I will call it setup puzzle. Let's call it setup puzzle. Okay, setup puzzle should take as an input exactly what we get here as an output. So it's an array of puzzle columns. So as an input, you should have puzzle. It should be puzzle column, and it should be an array of this, right? Okay. So we can call our setup puzzle with this column thingy. Okay. So we assume that in here we do all the work that we need to set up the puzzle, and then we create the UI, which is just looking at the puzzle. So it's displaying to the player the puzzle that we have just set up. Now, the setup puzzle is the hard part, boys, because we have to decide what to do. First, we need to have, at the moment, I think the two pieces that I made, I think are good enough, because I have the B1 and the B4, right? So I have the straight line and the corner. So with a straight line and a corner, we can do all possible combinations already, so which is pretty cool. The thing I'm thinking is, do I want to put it in a data table? I think in a data table is better, right? So it's a bit more organized. Because I could also put it directly in the blueprint. I think it will look like stupid. Yeah. Hello, Sway. How are you? I'm working on puzzles, just because it's fun. So let me see if we have. Can we maybe make another folder with just the puzzle stuff? Because having everything under third-person blueprint sounds pretty bad. So let me make a new folder. No. A new folder, and call it puzzle something. And under puzzle we can put these pieces, right? But I think that at the moment I should delete all of this. Well, the bumper cube is okay, but I think the other pieces I changed them. So let me delete everything. And anyway, I think I should not have any of those placed myself, right? It should be all automatically placed. So let me delete these three and import them again. There are some references. Well, there should be no references if I save that. Why you say there are references? Yeah, because the level was not saved yet. So in my Blender, I have these two things. I have this one and this one, right? And now both are correct. So with all the pieces needed, they don't have a material, so that's the issue I have. But I think it's fine. So if I can save it. I think it was saved already. If I export again in FBX, and I call it bumper like it was, and then I import it again, but this time I will import it under puzzle. So I import my bumper thingy, and I import everything, and it's complaining a bit about bumper cube 002 as the generate tangent base using color shading. I don't know, man. Okay, so I created my thingy. So here I can, you see, I can place this, and on top of it I can place this. And the trick to place them properly is that I made it that I can, the top left corner, you see, is correct for both of them. So Is this thing flying? No. A bit. It's flying a bit. Why is flying a bit? Is it flying in Blender as well? How do I... To me it doesn't look like it's flying. Why I see it flying and to me it's inside a cube. It's inside a cube for a bit. Why is it kind of flying? Maybe it's just my impression that it's flying. No, it's not flying. No, it's not flying. It's inside. I don't know why it has that white part. Can I move like slower than this? No, I think it's just the light that is fucked up somehow. But I think it's going inside. Yeah, I don't know why I have. Why there is like a white line? No idea. Why there is a white line? It should not be white line there. I mean, it's true that my object is open at the top, so yeah, that's probably why. Okay, anyway, we will have to close it in Blender. I think we'll have to close it at the top. But for now, it's good. Okay, so we will remake these pieces. We will remake these pieces, so it's no problem. So so the setup now, the problem is we need to identify a starting point. If we don't have a starting point, this will not work. So I need to identify a location like this one, which is actually my starting point for making the puzzle. And I think I want it, I don't know, like at the bottom corner. Yeah, it's like at the bottom. So I think I can use this. Yeah, I think I can use this. This seems to be a good location. Okay, so setup puzzle should also take as an input the coordinates, the start coordinates or something like that. Let's call it start coordinates. This will be just a vector and not an array. And yeah, and so I will have to put, for now I can put it manually. I think it's no problem. I think I can, oops, I can put manually those values. So this one and this one, and then I will figure out, you know, if we have to do it differently. But for now, let's just say that our puzzle is starting. Our puzzle is starting from here, right? Okay, so we have our starting coordinates. Now, what we need to do? Good question. We need to for loop on. We need to for each this thing, right? And for each element we need to take the cell, and I don't remember if it's going vertically or horizontally. I have no idea, but I don't remember if it was going vertically or so. The cell, I think I call this puzzle columns, but I'm not 100% sure it's really columns. But so I will have to for each again, right? And then what? And then so here I have basically this array element. This array element is giving me, yeah, but I need the index, yeah, I need the 2 index. So I think I can print out something just for fun, just to say, so print, right? Hello, so append, no, not this append, just this append. Yes. So I can say creating cell. Should we call it cell? Creating cell, and then we can say this comma this of type this, right? So what what this thing will do, it will just print out that we are creating a specific cell in the puzzle which is numbered. Okay, I think we can do this already, right? Let's try. So this will print out. So as soon as I go here, it's saying hello, but it didn't generate shit. I didn't connect it or what? Did it came out empty? I didn't see this printout, so which is weird. I was expecting to see the printout. Okay. Trigger forge, event graph, setup puzzle. I'm calling setup puzzle, right? Yes, I'm calling it. And okay, so for some reason, let me just print out something here, like generate puzzle. We are not going through this? Why we are not going through this, boys? Should be going through this. Okay, generate puzzle is working. Maybe it's lasting too little because there are only 2 lines. Maybe I've seen it. What is the freaking log? So it's generating the puzzle, but then it's not displaying shit. I'm not returning anything. Okay, good boy. I think I'm not returning the solution in the code. Yeah, probably. Let me see. Great idea. Okay, I didn't return the solution of the puzzle, so I need to return the game dot puzzle grid. Right. Actually, generated path, I will not even use it because the puzzle grid is telling me already what is the. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah. So I have to recompile. I was not returning the solution of the puzzle because I was just testing it in the C++ code. So it's compiling. How can I remove my class? Can I remove my class? Because my class really don't need it. No. Is there a my class here? My class? No. My class? No. You can just remove it from the C++ and see what happens, but okay, for now it's no problem, we can leave it. So let me try again now. I think it should print out something. Generate puzzle. It's not doing it. Why is not doing it? I need to recompile this side as well. I don't know. We are not getting the. We are not getting the. We are not getting the puzzle solution. 005. Did he do it now? It just printed generate puzzle and then it's not printing the rest. It's likely if the size of my puzzle is 0. Let me do generate puzzle. Generate puzzle. Let me print out. I'm doing something stupid for sure, but I'm not seeing it. So you know when you don't see something and so now I'm printing the size of the puzzle, the size of the array. So it should tell us something like generate puzzle 2. Yeah, so the size of the puzzle is 2. Yeah, correct. Then why is not going through it? What I'm missing, boys? I'm doing something stupid. I cannot see it. Ah, wait. I was looking at the not at the last. Ah, there it is. Sorry, I didn't see it. I was looking at the previous thing. Okay, generate puzzle size 2. So, okay, let's analyze if this is correct. Okay, so in the cell 00, he has a type 1. Okay, so it means that in our cell 00, which is this one, he has a type 1, which means vertical. So he went down like this. Then in cell 01, which actually is the, I don't remember if it's the horizontal or the vertical here. He has a type 3. Type 3, what is it? This one. Yes, 01 is this one. So he has a type like this, which is correct. Then in 10, he has a type 1. 10 is this one. So he has a type like this. And then in 11 is a type 6. Type 6 is this one. Okay, so it's correct. So basically did 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now they are not organized in the right way, but it's no problem for us. So we don't care about that. So it did the puzzle. It found a solution, you know, which is correct, of 4 pieces. So now, okay, so that is cool. That is cool. Let me just do something like that just to make it look like reasonably okay. Okay, and yeah, and so it's going through this, it's generating the cells. Okay, perfect. So now we are obviously generating nothing. We're just printing out what we do. So how do we generate a cell? So we will have to spawn an actor, right? And we also have to keep a list of all these actors that I spawned, because then I will have to delete them when the puzzle is finished. So I think I need to spawn, you know, an actor from a specific class. Yes. And now here the problem is I need to find out which one I need to spawn, right? Because I need to select. So I know that, for example, well, first of all, I need to prepare the grid at the bottom. Yeah, I need to prepare, you know, what I need to do. I need to prepare the ground, and then I need to put the bumpers. So preparing the ground is easy, but it's not that easy in the sense that the texture that will be associated to this guy will have to be the texture I want. So I think it's time to create the data table. So it's time to create the data table. The data table is under miscellaneous, I think, and it's called data table. The problem is that first I need to create a data structure, otherwise, yeah, right, if I remember right. So I need to create data. I need to create structure. What was the name? Structure, right? I think I need to create a structure first, and the structure will be named puzzle cell. Puzzle cell. So puzzle cell is the explanation of what it goes into one cell. And so what do we need? We need well, we need something like this. But in addition, I think we also need the we also need the texture to put on the ground. We need the texture to put on the ground, and we need the shape to put on top of it. Yes. So I think we can order by type, right? Yeah. So let's try. So I think this would be type and would be an integer, right? Then I need how do I add a new value? No idea. Hello? Why there is no plus anyway? A new variable. I need to click on new variable. Okay, so I didn't see it. So we have type, like we said. Then we need to have the base shape. Now the base shape is actually an actor. So base shape is actually an actor. Can I go for an actor? Because I will need to point to something like this, right? No. It's a static mesh. Okay. It's not an actor. Can I put a static mesh and changes? Yeah, I think so. Right? Is it creating an actor out of this? No, it's just putting a static mesh. Okay, so static mesh is okay. So let's try to do static mesh. Right? This will be our basic shape. Then the other thing that we need the texture, the ground texture, let's call it the ground texture, because without this one we cannot give the visual aid to the player or what it needs to do. And this one will be a material, I guess. Material or a texture? I have no idea. Let's use material. This will be a material. Okay. Then we need the rotation and the complexity. Now the rotation I think can be a vector directly, right? So the rotation can be a vector. No, can be a rotator. Rotator is a 3D rotator. So rotating X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's good. I think it's fine. So a rotator is fine. And then we need another one, which is our complexity. Complexity is actually complexity can be a float, or can be an integer. No, I think an integer is fine. Okay, so we have our structure built. This means that these are the variables I'm using to represent a cell, plus the texture, right? Yeah, I think it's fine. So now I want to create a data table. Now I want to create a data table, and data table will use puzzle cell as a structure, right? And this data table will be puzzle cell pieces, or puzzle pieces, puzzle types. No, puzzle. I mean, this represents the different grounds and bumpers that we can put into the game. So puzzle cell library. I don't know. Let's call it puzzle cell library. Okay. Puzzle cell library. So puzzle cell library will have for now only 2 rows. No. We need 6 rows. So the first one will say that is type number 1, right? Our basic shape is this one. So it's the bumper. Yeah, we need to name them properly. Let's name them bumper B1, bumper B2. So exactly like so. This bumper B1. And it is bumper ground. No, that is bumper ground. Yeah, bumper ground. And there is bumper B4, right? How we said in the so bumper one, B1 and B4. I'm just following, this this thing. So B1 is a straight line, B4 is a corner. Okay, and so this represents a line, and this represents a corner. Okay, so bumper B1, bumper B4. So this cannot change anymore, right? So here I would say the base shape of this one, of type 1, is my bumper B1. And the ground texture, unfortunately I don't have the textures. For now will be none, okay, but we will need the textures as well. The rotation in this case is 0, and the complexity, what would we say, that a B1 is complexity 1. Okay, so it's complexity 1. And save. Then I add another line. The new line, I can put the type in the row name. How do I change the name of this thing? Why is called new row and it doesn't have a freaking name? Rename 1. Yeah, so I think my type can be row name. I don't know. So this will be of type 2. Type 2. Actually 2 is the same straight line but horizontal instead of vertical. So you're still using B1. This is where the trick, when the complexity starts, right? So there is still a bumper B1, but the rotation on the z-axis is 90 degrees. Understand? So we are rotating this element 90 degrees, and so we are creating a vertical one. Then this one is, I don't know exactly why I have row name and type. I'm a bit confused by that. But anyway. Now I have my number 3. Now 3, 4, 5, and 6 will all be B4. Right? So this is B4. And the ground we don't have, unfortunately. And we assume that this one is already oriented the proper way. Now, I don't really know, but is it oriented the proper way? I have no idea if my north is, yeah, maybe I've been lucky, because maybe it is. I think that this one is not oriented properly. But anyway, I can rotate it anytime, so I can put rotation 90 degrees later. And okay, so let's assume it's okay. So the rotation is 0. Then I need another piece, which is number 4, is still bumper B4. And now I need a rotation of 90 degrees. Can I copy the line? Duplicate. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So this is number 5. This is number 5. Now the rotation is 180 degrees. 180 degrees. and then I need to duplicate it another time. Here the is number 6. There is number 6. Oops. There is number 6, and now I need to rotate it 270 degrees. Okay, so we have our database of pieces that we can use to assemble the game, right? now we need to read the type, which for us is pretty easy because it's exactly that number. And now I need to go and search in my data table. So data table, data row, that is something that gets get data table row, get data table, column and string, get data table row names, get data table, come on, row, and it is. Get data table row, and we select our puzzle cell library, and in terms of row name, mistakes were made. No. Is this returning the first one, or is it returning all the ones that have the particular? It seems to be returning the first one. That's pretty bad. Because for now it's okay, but at the next iteration, I will need to get, all the ones. I will need to get all the ones that are matching that name. Data table, get all rows matching name. Get random data table row name? No. Yeah, you can iterate through the rows, but okay, yeah, I understand, but that's pretty stupid, boys. I mean, I can iterate, yeah, obviously I can iterate through all the rows and find the ones that are matching, but this will take quite a bit. Well, quite a bit, I don't know. Maybe that's the. I was thinking there was a function, to just return an array of all the ones that were matching a specific name. But I have get data table column, export from the data table all the rows for one column. What the hell? Get data table names. Okay, this it gets only the names. Get data made user data. Get table row. I think I need to iterate through this thing, and okay, for now let's do it like this. Okay, but this one is wrong, so I will have to change it in the future. So I need to convert that to a string, and that string to a name. Yeah. So this will say, for example, that I need to create an object of type 1, right? Or of type 5 or of type 6. So if the name of the row are matching the type, I think I'm good. So I can probably avoid having the type column. So it will extract this line, right? It will extract this line, and the good thing is that this line, if I break it, I'm having exactly the same structure that I defined in my data table, right? Which is great. So at this point, The only thing I need to do is to spawn an actor. I don't want to spawn an actor, I want to spawn because I think if I put this in here it would never work, right? No. How do I spawn a static mesh? Like this guy is only a static mesh, is not an actor, I guess, right? No, it's a static mesh actor anyway. So it creates it on the fly, so I need to have an actor anyway to wrap on the static mesh. Okay, I can do it. Spawn actor, static mesh actor. So he's spawning an actor anyway, and then he's putting, I don't know, I mean, you can just we can just create an actor for each, no? Spawn actor, static mesh actor. What is static mesh actor? 1 second. Is there a static mesh actor? Yes, there is. Static mesh actor is an instance of the static mesh in the world. Static mesh is a geometry. So in reality, I can do this, and then I have to associate which mesh. I need to do set static mesh. Okay, I think I can do that. Set static mesh and target is static mesh component. I think it's fine. So there is an actor by default that only has a mesh into it, which I think is the one that, by the way, the engine is using when we are dragging and dropping like this. So when I drag and drop this, it's actually creating on the fly. You see a static mesh actor with that mesh, the static mesh inside, right? Which makes sense, by the way. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we are spawning this. Now we need to, so the new mesh will be the base shape. Yes, exactly. And then we will need to spawn, so we need to spawn two things, right? For each, the ground and the bumper. So, and they were to be a different height, otherwise I will not see the bumper. Yeah. So here I am inside the for each. So, and I have a variable which is my starting coordinates. So I think I need to save this somehow. So I need to add a new variable which is start coordinates, and this one will be a vector. And the first thing I want to do is to set this equal to that, because I will reuse it, and I don't want to drag lines everywhere in the graph. So I want to do that. So I think I need to know the size of my block, which I think is 3 at the moment. No, it's 2. I don't remember. It's 2. The size of a block. How big is a block? How big is a block? A block is from here. So 8570 to here. 8720. No, 8770. So it's not 2 meters. Is 1 meter enough? Okay, it's 1 meter and a half, so that is what we decided. Yeah, also look like a 1 meter and a half to me. Yeah, it's 1 meter and a half. Okay, fine. Fine. So that's something we need to know. So every time we are moving from one block to the next block, we will have to add 1 meter and a half in vertically or horizontally. So the actual spawning thingy, the spawning transform, which is made of a location, a rotation, and a scale. So rotation can be 0, but the transform location, it should be something. So this one will be our starting coordinates, right? Multiplied, no, not multiplied. In which we add our so let me make a vector of, so our vector will be so I need to add x and y based on, so I think I have to go like 1500 and 1500, which is 1 meter and 500 centimeters, right? And z will be 0, and I need to multiply this one by these two array indexes, right? I need to multiply this by, int. The problem is that if I multiply this, no, I need to multiply the x and the y separately and then make my vector. Yeah. So I need to take this index, right, multiplied by 1500, and this becomes my x, and then I take the other one, I multiply it as well in the same way by 1500, and this becomes my y, and then what? And then this one is a vector that should be added to the starting coordinates, right? So if I do plus vector and I put this here, and now this one becomes the spawn location, right? This one becomes the spawn location. I don't know if it's correct. We will see. We will see what happens. But basically, it should pop in 4 bumpers. But the point is that the first thing we need to do, we need to create the ground. Let's create the ground first. So I need 2 of those, right? For each cell, I need 1, which is the ground, and 1. By the way, both have the same coordinates, but this one will have always the same mesh. This one will have always the same mesh, which is my bumper ground, and it was also a bumper static mesh. Oh, no, it's a bump. Okay, and this one will have the mesh that is coming from, and maybe I can just highlight it, that is different. You will have the mesh that is coming from here. Okay, cool. Okay, so basically what I'm expecting to see, apart from the location, which may be fucked up, but assuming the location is correct, and assuming I clear out these boxes, otherwise it will become a bit annoying. and I put my starting point up top. I'm expecting to see some of those boxes getting generated here. Now I don't know in which direction they will go, and I don't know in which rotation they will go, but still I should generate 4 boxes in theory. Let's see. It didn't generate anything. Okay. Why? It didn't generate anything. Even if in theory but it's giving some warnings, huh? Third person example map, persistent level, static mesh actor 0, static mesh component 0, but mobility is static. What does it mean? It seems he created 7 pieces somehow. Should have created 8. Yeah, 8 pieces. The only problem is that I don't see these pieces anyway. I mean, they are not really appearing on the screen. I was expecting to see them. Why is not? So definitely it's going through this. Definitely it's going here. Maybe it doesn't find the data row. No, it does, because it's trying to spawn this actor. So it's trying to spawn a static mesh actor, and then it's trying to set the mesh as bumper ground inside of that static mesh component. And the question is why we don't see any of that. Considering the start coordinates are okay, right? Start coordinates are the one that we set up here and are these coordinates minus, let me just check if these coordinates are the right ones, but minus 280, is there a chance to see them better? Yes. Minus 2180. 8,570, 630. Yeah, so in theory, it should spawn it. Now it's giving those warnings. I think he was saying something about warning giving me a static mesh, non-mobility, and trying to do spawn a plane, blah blah blah. I ran to this spawn, I have a solution that may be helpful to anyone else ends up here. Do not spawn a static mesh on runtime and expect it to move around. You can't. That's why you are here. Instead, that's why you are here. I like it. That's why you are here. Yes, we are reading this for that. Instead, spawn a generic actor, then add a static mesh component to that actor. Yeah, but if I spawn it in a specific, I don't want to move it. If I spawn it into a specific place, you need to set where you want to spawn before you spawn it. Oh, what is this guy saying? Set static mesh. I mean, it's setting it into the object. This is completely wrong. I don't understand what this guy is. I tried what you suggested and it worked. I made a blueprint of my cursor plane selecting the spawn node. That's where you can spawn a static mesh actor from a blueprint. Anyway, thanks for your help. Well, yes, you can spawn static mesh actor. You can or you cannot. What you could do is to make it easy unless you plan on having this component tab. Select the static mesh actor and scroll down to the detail. You should says mesh none. You put the mesh of your choice in there and you don't have to set anything anywhere else. Yeah, but it is the case you are spawning. It is the case you are spawning an actor. Yeah, so he's basically creating an actor, He's creating a blueprint or an actor and then he's spawning it. I was wondering if I could spawn directly this, but it seems that it's not possible. Or anyway, we don't see them. He's complaining about it not being movable, but yeah. So basically, so he's spawning an actor and then he's setting the mesh inside the actor. So this is how they are doing it. I guess this is the only way. I can do it, no problem. I mean, I was just wondering if I can spawn a static mesh. Mm. This guy seems to say that it's possible.
What's the best secret to becoming a great singer? I'm going to answer that question in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Dan Elliott, available in
Hello.
in how long get start time by divide that will say divide. So now to do a little bit of math.
Just trying to understand what this guy is saying. Spline line. Okay, just trying to find the point, and then wait. I think it is the thing. Add static mesh component. Add static mesh component. What are we using? What are we using? You're using spawn actor, static mesh actor, or something like that. This guy is using add static mesh component. But it's inside anyway, spline actor, so. He's doing it with an actor. He's doing it with an actor, and then he's adding a component to that actor, and then he's setting the mesh. So yeah, they are all doing it the same way. I could have, well, actually, I could have only one actor. I think that could be cool. If I could have only one actor and then adding a mesh. Let me think about it. Because I will need then to have to check for overlapping, right? When the player will move the mouse and move the controller or whatever you want to call it, I will need to check for I need an actor anyway. There is no way. I need an actor anyway. So because anyway, when I will after I built it, I will have to create a begin overlap, and this works on actors, and then create a blue. So yeah. So I think that what we need to create two new actors. One, it will be called ground actor, and the other one will be called bumper actor, right? Bumper actor. And at the beginning, they can be completely empty. I don't care. They have to be positioned. Let's position them like in stupid places, and then we will see. Okay, it's no problem. For now, I just want something to pop up, right? Let's position them like this. Then I need to find this bumper actor. So in my logic here, I need to find. So I think I can have it as an input of my setup puzzle, or I can. So the starting coordinates at the end could be identical to the location of my actor. So I think, which I think will be much better, right? Yes. So let's remove the start coordinates. I think I can have a ground actor and a bumper actor, and those two will be of actor type, which is okay. And can it be bumper actor already? Yeah, or can just be of type ground actor and bumper actor. So those will be, it's even better. Okay, so I think we can do it like this, and then here, instead of passing in the coordinates, we will just have to search for those two objects, right? So we will have to do get actor of class, something like that. Get actor of class, get actor. Find the first actor in the word to specify class. Get actor of class ground bumper something, ground actor. And the same for the other guy, bumper actor. Okay, so we execute this too. Need more space. So we get these two thingies, and then we populate them into. So it is the ground and it is the bumper. Okay. So our puzzle knows that it needs to use those two actors in the scene to populate the. Okay, so now it's a bit better, because now we can have, instead of spawn actor, we have our actor already. So we can get our ground actor. Can I assign it to two variables? Otherwise would be a mess. Ground actor, and it is of type ground actor. Yes. And then I need another one, which is we call it bumper actor, and this one is of type bumper actor. And yeah, I just do this because it's a bit easier, to use variables and not drawing like lines that go all the way through the graph. So just as soon as we enter this function, we are just setting these two variables, and it is a bit cleaner, Okay, so we have that. What is this line? This puzzle line is a bit annoying. This is going through everything. Okay. Okay. So instead of doing spawn static mesh actor, I think we just do this add static mesh component, and our target will be the ground actor, and manual attachment, I have no idea what is it, whether manual or automatic attachment is to be used. I don't know. And relative transform, okay, exactly. So this one I think we can delete. and we can just add a new static mesh component, and then the transform will be this, and now we can set the static mesh to be this thing, the bumper on the ground, and then we will do the same, and then we will do the same with the bumper actor, get bumper actor, and also here we will do the same we will do the same sex static mesh component. So it will be like this, and I don't know exactly what I was doing here, but static mesh, I think that is the mesh that is coming out of the the base cell, so that's good. In terms of positioning, will be the same positioning. Yes, okay. I think it should be better now. So the difference now is that we have an actor in the scene, and we are adding static meshes to that actor. Okay, good. Something happened at least. So we created, as you can see, we have one ground box and one bumper. Now, unfortunately, it seems it didn't change too much the location. I was expecting, 4 bumpers to be created. Let me see the log if it gave any error. No, it didn't give any error, so it seems that it's time to create 4 cells. But I was expecting 4 of those to be created. Make a vector, so it's starting from the start. Wait, start coordinates. We fucked up the start coordinates now. Because the start coordinates should be the ground actor, get actor location, get actor. I'm surprised how we saw something, because actually the start coordinates were not correct. How did we see something is pretty amazing. But no. Are the coordinates relative to the actor position? Probably yes. So here I do. It seems that the first one is working, but the second one is not. Even if it should be, array in, so it should loop inside of this, and so it should have, like you've seen in the log, right? Like you've seen in the log, it should have 0001 1011. So it should be 0 by 1500. So this vector will be 00 at the beginning and starting the starting coordinate, and this will go to the relative transform. Now when it goes to 1, it will be 1500. So it will multiply. Yeah, will multiply, but still will be 1, right? 1 multiplied by 1500. So it will be 1500 will be a vector. Why is not working? It should be okay. Let me try to lower this value and see what happens. Okay, let me do 50. I don't know why, but it should be 1500 unless I'm missing something. It's centimeters, and I think it spawned. It spawned two bumpers. or even 4 bumpers. But he spawned only 1 ground. He spawned everything in the same place. That's the problem. It is spawning everything in the same place. Can I have this freaking camera in a way that I can see better the bumpers? Like, I don't know if this will help or not, but let's see. I'm pink. Yeah, it looks like... Okay, so first of all, it's not rotating the bumpers because we didn't do it. So let's try to rotate and see if something happens. But is putting, for some reason, is putting all the pieces in the same place. 50. Let me do 150. But it should be, if it's 1 meter, 500, it should be 1,500. Seems not. It seems that 150 is the right. Yeah, 150 is the right. Is the right value. Okay. Why 150, boys? 150. Aren't we in centimeters? I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, 150 works is okay. So we need to rotate now. We need to rotate this based on what we get from the so relative transform scale with no relative rotation. So we need to rotate on the z. So I think if I split this and I keep the x and the y the same, but I rotate the z. Rotation. No. I have a rotation already. So I can just put rotation into this. And I should put rotation into this as well because the texture will have to rotate. Let me see. Let me see. I think we are close. We are not too far from it. Oh fuck! He rotates. He rotates not based on the center. That's a problem. Crap. It doesn't rotate based on the center. It rotates based on the pivot, and the pivot is not in the middle. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. So So I need to reposition it. I need to reposition it after the rotation. Yeah, because I have the pivot, like you can see in Blender, my pivot is not in the middle. My pivot is here at the top left corner. So I think when I ask this guy to rotate, he's rotating based on this pivot. And so, like you can see here, there is one which is being rotated, which I don't know if it's number 3 or number whatever. So there is a number here. I think number 3. There is number 3 and number 6. So one of them, number 3 and number 6. Number 3 and number 6. If I go in my number 3, number 6. Number 6 is rotated 270 degrees. So I actually did the rotation, which is right, but it did it not in place. It did it on the pivot point. That's very annoying. That's very annoying. By the way, I think it's kind of working. So it seems to me that if I put now these two guys exactly in the same location, I think it will work. I mean, it will. At least we will see properly. So if I copy this location, let me copy this location. and put it on top of this location. So now they are exactly in the same spot. The problem is the rotation thingy. Yeah, exactly. So the bumpers now are the problem is the rotation. But it seems to be also the location of it. So 150 I think is okay, but I try to go a bit more with the back to the back with the camera so I can see it. Yeah, you see, it's really fucked up. Can I rotate it? Can I rotate? Should I reset the pivot and then rotate? What could be a good idea? Because spawning is fine. So I need to spawn it in that location. So to me the best would be not to add the rotation, right? Let's do something. Let's remove the rotation for a second, right? If I remove the rotation, in theory, they should all be positioned right, no? Yes, they are all positioned correctly, as you can see, but they are all positioned right, but they are not rotated right. So I will have to rotate, in this case, I will have to rotate the two at the bottom, one 90 degree and the other like 270 degrees. The problem is that if I do that, they rotate on the pivot, and it is fucking me up. So I think what I can do, can I change the pivot after the, can I manipulate the pivot of get pivot offset? I don't know if I can. Can I rotate based on, can I rotate a mesh? In the pivot that I want? Make rotation. Rotate vector around axis. I cannot rotate the actor because the actor is the whole puzzle, you know, and is not good. I need to rotate. So how do I rotate? I need to rotate rotate object with different pivot. I don't know. I want to change rotate pivot. Yeah, exactly. No, but I want to do it at runtime. Setting pivot, but I need the pivot to be changed. change pivot on mesh. But is this a runtime or not? Because I need a runtime, huh? Advertising, inside advertising. Change pivot on mesh. I need to do it in blueprints, okay? Don't tell me that I can change it from here because I don't give a shit. Sorry for the language. Edward rotation, exactly, right? It rotates like that. Now this one will rotate differently. Import. No, I want to do it at runtime. Please. I want to do it at runtime. Okay, thank you. You re-imported the mesh. That I know. But pivot, set offset here, set pivot, set pivot, set. I want to change the pivot at runtime. I need to change the pivot at runtime. Or the other thing I can do, let me think about it. If I center them, what happens if I center them? If I center them, if I center them, I think it will work exactly the same way, but I will be able to rotate it properly. Yeah, you know what? I think I will just center them in Blender because why I did it this way? I did it this way because I was thinking that I was gonna add. It's a very stupid idea. It's a very stupid idea. I think I want this to be at the center. Why I didn't put it at the center from the beginning? So if I put it, let's assume that I put it back at the center. Okay, the rotation will be right. But then when I build my puzzle, I will start from the coordinate. Yeah, I just need to start from the coordinates a bit more in the middle, and that's it. And then everything will work, I guess. Yeah, exactly. So I need to move this. I need to move this to be in the middle. So how do I do it? Z minus 75, Y minus 75. I think it should just be 0. 0 and 0. And also for these two guys, it should be 0 and 0. And I think it was a bad idea to have it 0 and 0. The only question is, I don't know if I have the right rotation at the moment of this one, because I don't know if let me try this way. Save, export, RPX, bumper. So we have exported as bumper. Now usually this guy is smart enough to understand that these have been re-imported. The problem is if I do reload, no. I think there was a way to re-import, right? No, it's not working. It's just importing it this way because it's a single file. That's annoying. That's kind of annoying. So I need to create a separate file for each, so it gets re-imported properly. I think so. Because now if I change it, I mean if I delete it, apart from the fact that it's in 1 million places, including oh shit. No, this is not working well. Why my Trigger Forge is using this? I understand there is a data table using it, right? Yeah, data table is using it. Why the bumper ground is used by? Why the bumper ground? Is used by the trigger force, huh? By the trigger forge. The bumper ground, because I have it here. Yeah, I know, but so there is another lesson learned. I think that the best would be to create one file for each, one Blender file. I'm forcing delete. I think everything will explode. No, it didn't. It didn't explode. So let me re-import again, but then I have to change all the freaking. Ah! Holy. Okay. We managed to crash the editor. It's always a good sign. We managed to crash the editor. Holy shit. This FBX is crashing the editor all the time? Wow. I didn't do anything more than just moving the objects from that location to this location. So why is crashing? Wow. I mean, it was working before when they were in another position. Should I actually split them into 3 files and okay, let's do this. So at least they are correct. Okay, so let me do this. Let me save as bumper ground. So let me save it as bumper ground. And in bumper ground, I will have only the ground. So I will delete these two pieces. And then I will open up my bumper again and okay, and then I will delete the B4. Yeah, I will keep only the B1. So this one I will save it as bumper B1. Save, and then I think I can Ctrl Z and delete this and save this as bumper B4. So now we have 3 different files, one for each object. What is the benefit of this? The benefit is that when I export it in FBX, I can call it the same and it will be referencing this FBX, and so I could reload it at any time. So let me try to export FBX and then open ground and then export FBX ground. Okay, so now I have 3 files. So now maybe we can understand better which one is crashing the engine. I don't know, because it's really crashing the editor. I don't know why it's crashing the editor. Maybe because I still have in my data table some pointers. Let me open the data table, because maybe the data table now went crazy. No, I just removed all the references, so the data table is clean. So let me import the ground, okay? Okay, the ground is getting imported without any error. bumper ground. Now let me import the B1. It's getting imported okay. Now let me import the B4. Then maybe is the B4 crashing? No, before. So I don't know. Before it was crashing when they were all in the same. Okay. So yeah, you see now the pivot is in the middle. So I need to redo what I did. So I need to redo. So if I go into my where do I go? If I go into my forge, well, first on the data set as well, also the data we need to fix it because we said so we said the base shape, what was this? It was type number 1. So type number 1 base shape is bumper B1, right? And this one is bumper B1, rotating 90 degrees. And this one is bumper 4. So bumper B4, bumper B4, bumper B4. Yeah, I had to redo it, but it's okay. And bumper B4. Okay. So we save this. Now the other thing I need to do here, when I create the new basic ground, I need to create a bumper ground. Okay. So now we should be able to rotate properly. So I did all this mess just because I wanted to rotate properly. But now I'm not rotating because I removed it from the code. So let me do rotator and rotator. Right? And see what happens. It didn't work at all. Well, it rotated things, but why we have 3 corners now makes no sense. Type 3356. What the fuck? Why our algorithm generated the wrong puzzle now? This is a problem. This is definitely a problem. I mean, it worked until now, and now it's generating a wrong puzzle. Why is generating a wrong puzzle? I know it's not wrong. It can be correct anyway. Okay, let me analyze this one because now we need to have the columns and the rows proper, otherwise we will not make it. Okay. So first we need to know where is the starting point. I think the starting point is, I think the 0, 0 is the one that is closer to me in the bottom right, I think. No, because the 0, 0 is of type 1. So we have 2 of type 1, which are my 0, 0 and my 0, 1. So 0, 0, I think that first is the x and the second is the y. This is how I was reading it, right? So 0, 1 is actually the second cell to the right. is the second cell to the right, so is this one. Now he wants to put a number 3. You see, they are inverted. They are inverted. They are inverted. So the is going by rows instead of by columns. This is what I was thinking. So they are inverted. Well, that's easy though. I can just invert my x and y. I can just invert what? I have 2 for each, and I think it's going that is doing the wrong way, the wrong one. So I think we should use the index. We should swap these 2 indexes. So basically this one is going here and this y is going here, and it's just for the print. But then in the same way I need to swap this and this, right? I need to swap this and this. Let me see what happens. But now we should have. The problem is that then we also have the rotation, which I don't know if I'm rotating right. Oh my god, it looks okay. That's insane. It looks okay. Maybe just a chance, but it looks okay. What did he start? You think he started from the top then and not from the bottom? I was sure he was starting from the top. But it's okay. I mean, we can decide at the beginning whenever we want, whatever we want. You know, if as long as it's consistent, I think it's fine. Okay, let's try again. Can I just exit and enter the puzzle? No, I need to restart the game at the moment. Okay, I just got lucky then. I just got lucky in the previous iteration, because as you can see, it is fucked up. It is really fucked up. Well, it's not completely fucked up. 3 are correct and 1 is wrong. So it seems that the corner is rotated right, but the line is not. Do you want to try with a bigger one just for fun? It is exactly the same as the previous. Okay. Yeah, there are only 2 ways to solve that puzzle. But if we go for a bigger one, let's go for a puzzle size 4, and which means that we are up to 16, and we ask him to do exactly 16. So this will become pretty big. I don't even think it will fit on the screen. Let me move this way here, because it seems anyway that the beginning is here and then it goes this direction. I was thinking the opposite, but it's fine. So let me see what happens now if we are generating a monster. Now it goes that way. Why it goes that way? It goes that way. So our 000 is actually strange. Copy, paste. So it goes that way. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. Apart from the fact that the straight line is rotated wrong, but well, it will actually not work though, because it will actually not work because it's even if I rotate that 90 degrees. Let me try to generate another one. Even if with 16, you know, it will always look the same because 16 is the maximum, so he has to. Holy shit. What is this? What is this thing? No. Okay, if I rotate that 90 degrees, I think that we are in good shape. Wait. I feel there is a solution coming. If I open up, look at this, look at this. This one I can save, no problem. But if I open my B1, and I rotate this 90 degrees, how do I rotate this 90 degrees? Rotate. I want to rotate exactly 90 degrees, okay? So it's the Z. So I do 90. Okay. I save it, and I export it. Now the good thing is that since I split it in different files, I will export it as bumper B1, which is only one object, and I think that now this guy will, if I do reimport, yeah, exactly, it worked okay. So now is rotated, right? Let me go. Let me try. It starts to look like normal. Okay. Let me lower this to the ground floor. Until is already, no, it was already. If I put it like here, and I copy this location, and I put it here. I mean, it's not that broken, right? So my starting location, so the starting location is there anyway, yeah? So I have to put this like here in the middle of the, it should always be, okay, let me try like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I have no idea if it's really spawning here or not, but let's see. Well, we're not too far, boys. The last one is wrong. Why the last one is wrong? And why the last one is okay, but you see the idea. Well, actually now is in perspective. So in perspective is a bit harder, but it could be a music video, no? What the fuck? So when we are here, it's not really working. I don't know why. This one should be rotated. I don't know why that one was not rotated. That's strange. Let me try to do another one. I need to find a way to reset the puzzle. Yeah, this one is correct, for example. Because we will have the end, you know? We will have the end. Go. We will have the end here. So I will just have to place the end in this location. Let me see how it looks from the top. I mean, we are not too far, boys, huh? We are not too far. I mean, there are still some mistakes, yes. I mean, it looks like there are still some mistakes. Why this camera is not vertical? Okay. And I need it kind of in the middle. Okay. Yeah, from the top the bumpers look so. I think they look better. But for example, this one is correct, right? It's even a bit too easy. My problem is that it's a bit too easy. But I can easily make, you know, the controller, this thing, larger. So I can make it slightly larger, so it would be so it would be fine. Then I need to have a material obviously associated to the ground, and this would be the other complexity because I need to color this guy. So I need to assign a material to this guy. Which at the moment we don't have, because the static mesh, oh my god, the static mesh cannot have a material. No, I mean it's this material. I think it's this material, right? I think it's this material, right? But everything is using the same material. Everything is using the same material. Okay, this is something also that we need to change. We can re-import assigning different materials. And so the ground and the problem is that I will need to change the bumper ground material based on the I'm thinking, boys. I'm thinking. I will have to change. Why the last one was wrong, by the way? Should we fix that first? I mean, our puzzle is always okay. Sometimes it's okay. Now with the pink, I have a much better. Yeah, the idea is that this thing is leaving a trail, and that the trail is. So you have like, you know. Yeah, the problem is that the trail is too big and somehow it's going outside, even if I'm not going outside. But why the last one was wrong? What happens if I do Q? Then I go. I think I will have. Oops. I think I will have double the objects. Yeah, because I don't delete. So the first thing I need to do, if I want this puzzle to work continuously, when I press Q. No, the first thing I need to do when I initialize my puzzle, set a puzzle, the first thing I need to do is to delete all the actors. But I will also have to delete all the decals that I placed. So I will need to. I take my ground actor and bumper actor and I just delete. Right? How do I do it? I need to get all components. No? Get components. Get components by. No, just get child components. Get all child components. Get child component. Get children components. Get children components. So if there are any, I will just have to delete them. So for each, how do I remove it? Remove item, remove component, remove item, remove an instance from the. No. I mean, I need to delete. Destroy component. Nice. Unregistered and marked dispending killer components may not be used to destroy component if it's owned by an actor unless the only actor is calling the function. Yeah, the only actor is calling the function, right? It is me. Well, it's not me. I mean, it's not the. I mean, who cares? I need to do it like this. So I need to delete all the components in this actor. And I need to do it for this guy, and I need to do it also for the other guy. Wow, the lines start to be annoying, really. The lines start to be annoying. So I need to do it for this, and I need to do it exactly the same way. Can put it, I don't know, down here. When it's completed, we need to go here and we need to get the bumper, actor components, and destroy all the components. And when it's completed, we go here and we rebuild the scene. Right? Let me try now. I don't know why we had one case in which it was wrong. I don't get it, but okay, so I build something, which is this thing. Then I press Q, I exit from the puzzle, I enter again, and it didn't delete shit. Okay, why didn't delete it? Destroy component is not good enough. For each loop, get children components, destroy component, unregister and mark for pending kill a component. This may not be used to destroy a component that is owned by an actor unless the owning actor is calling the function. Oh shit. I don't know. Is there another way? I only see destroy component. Detach from component. Detach this component from whatever is attached to. Automatically on welds component are welded together. Should I detach it first and then delete it? I just want to destroy that component. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. Destroy component. The problem is that component not destroyed. Yeah. I'm passing a variable back to the card.wp when I want to destroy the component. I can see the variable as a value, but it does not destroy it. If I destroy it from where the mesh is created and where I've updated the variable, or wherever it does destroy it. I can see why it wouldn't make a difference, as a print shows the variable the same content, not destroy the skeletal mesh and on the card.wp. I just did a get all the actor of class and destroy, and that worked. I also tested and added the tag to replace the mesh. I could. You can only destroy components that belong to the class you're calling the destroy on. That's why a component doesn't get destroyed. Okay. I can call it from, I mean, I can ask, this actor to clean himself. It's no problem. So I can have, the ground actor having a new function, which is called, clean or destroy all components, and I would just move that code here if that makes you feel better. So I will go for get children components, right? Default scene root, okay, fine. And then with this I go here and then I go here, and maybe he likes it more. So like they say that you can only destroy it from the originating guy. It could be okay for me. So we did it for the ground actor. Let me see if I can do it also for the other guy, the bump actor. So I can create another function which is called destroy all components. Function destroy all components, and we will do the same and compile. And then here, instead of doing this mess, which actually was a bit of a mess, I will just say ground actor destroy all components, and then I will say bump actor destroy all components. Okay. Lines are still kind of crazy in here, but okay. These lines, bro, these lines. One goes here, one goes there, one goes here. Don't like it really. Still a mess. Whatever I do, it's still a mess. Okay, it's a bit better. I like it a bit more. Okay, so this thing. Okay. Okay. So now that we call that, let me see if I enter the puzzle and exit the puzzle. If it's like, okay, so this is the puzzle. I press Q, I exit, I enter. It's still fucked up. It's only partially fucked up though, but there is something here. Like it didn't destroy them all. I have no idea. No, it doesn't work. It does not work. Does it give any error on the log or on the destroy? No, it doesn't give any errors. Anyway, it seems that it's kind of working. I mean, it seems that it's kind of working. We have this problem of resetting the puzzle, but we will find a way. I mean, I can destroy the actor and remake it. Let me try with a different number. So, like, if I have, we didn't see the bug anymore, right? Which is strange. We didn't see the bug anymore. So let me try to do a 4, whatever, 13, okay? Meaning that I want a length of 13, I want a length of 13 cells and not the full one. So in this case, it's still working okay, but why didn't populate the other ground? It's kind of strange. Why didn't populate the 3 on the ground anyway? Why didn't? Because in theory my puzzle is full. Ah, because it's 0. Because the type is 0. I see. The type is 0, so I should add in my data table. I think if I add a new row here, which is 0, and he only has the ground, and he has no bumper. Yeah, exactly. This is what I need to do. Can I move this row up now? No. Ah! I cannot. Move row to top. Yes, I can. Okay. I was getting like. So if I call this 0 and I have in the basic shape I have nothing, and the type is 0, I think it will work because let me see, because it is based on the library of objects. Yeah, exactly. So it's still generating 13, right? But I need to improve a bit the printing, and also I need a better printer thingy, but I think it's fine. Okay, so we did some good progress, I would say. We made some good progress here, apart from the pink, but I don't know why it generated a wrong one the other day. I mean, the other day being like 1 hour ago. It generated one. There it is. This one, you see the final one? The final one is wrong. Okay, let's try to analyze this case to understand why he decided to. Okay, let's analyze this one. Because I think it's the algorithm that is wrong. Generating puzzle. So creating cell 003. Now the problem is to remember all the freaking. But 3000. So 3000. Okay, we have this one rotated. Let me stamp because otherwise we will never be able to. So this one is actually rotated 90 degrees to the left. So it's actually like this, right? So we did number 3, and then 000. Number 3 and then 000. The problem is that number 3 is this slope. Yeah, this slope is correct, right? Yeah, this slope is this slope. So number 3 is correct. Number 3 is this slope like this. So it is 3, 3, 0, 0, 0. I cannot type it. But anyway, 3, 0, 0, 0. So this one is okay. Then it did 3, 0, 0, 0. Then it did 5, 1, 1, 3. So this one should be a 5. A 5 is this one. Yes, it's correct. So it did 5, which is this slope. Okay. 5, and then we said what? 1, 1, 3. So 1, 1 is the vertical, so it's okay. So it did this. 5, 1, 1, 3. 3 is again this slope, so it's correct. Then here is where he messed up. It did 1, 4, 3. Why the hell it did 1 there? 1 doesn't work at all. I mean, 1 doesn't work at all. So that is the one that is wrong, right? So it's this cell, which is the cell 02, where there is a 1. Okay, so let's go back into the sequence. Into the sequence 00. 00 type 3, 01. So this is the same sequence, right? Yeah, it's exactly the same sequence. 0, 5, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4, So actually, so is the algorithm that generated it wrong. So is the because this is coming from the algorithm, okay? It's not coming from the visualization. So he decided to have a 1 as a last piece, while it should have been a 3. He decided to have a 1. Why decided to have a 1, this motherfucker? Is impossible because 1 is vertical, so 1 will never work here. So it means that when he came, so let me check the previous. That is the sequence, like that is the path. So the path is 0 0 1 0, which is this one. So it's doing this and then it's doing this. 1 0. So it's in reverse because it's a backtracing thing. Then it's doing 1 1, which is this one. Then it's doing 1 2 1 3. So it's just going down. 1 2 1 3. Okay. And then it's going. So it's going all the way. I don't have to check it. It's going all the way. So then he arrives at the last next to last, which is this one. Is 3 0. It's 3 0 and 2 0. So he's arriving here. 3 0 2 0. So he knows that is coming from the left. He knows that it's coming from the right, and the movement is left. Right? So in my code, so why that is fucked up? It's not this one, because this one is the last. No, this one is the first. This one is the connection type of the first cell, right? Because it's the one that is added at the bottom. Yeah. So the one that is fucked up is the endpoint. So it is the endpoint. So in the endpoint, for some reason, we have a current direction. Now the current direction that we are coming from should be left, right? Should be left because we are going left. So I enter here, I create a new point, which is actually this cell here, right? This one, coming from the left. I mean, from direction left. I think that's where is the mistake. Because I should generate. Yeah. Is the opposite of this. I should generate. I cannot exclude the one where I'm coming from. I have to exclude. I have to exclude the one, the opposite from the one that I'm coming from. Yeah, because here if I have left and I'm excluding left, I'm removing left is not correct. I have to remove right. How do I do it in a simple way? I don't have a simple way. Because it's the opposite, but anyway, why is not giving an angle? That's strange. So I was coming left, I was coming left. He removed left. So probably he got right, and so he decided it was a vertical piece. Left, left, right, right. Or maybe this one is not working if this is fucked up. I can just recompile it with a print and see, but it's probably the easiest. But I'm thinking set cell type. Yes, because it didn't go into any of these cases. And so it default to 1, and 1 is vertical. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah. So the mistake is that I have to remove. Okay, fine. So it all makes sense. It all makes sense. So we just need to be sure that we are removing not the current direction, but the opposite of the current direction. How do I do the opposite of the current direction? This is an integer. So if it's 1, I can do a switch. I think I can do just a switch. It's a bit stupid, but I don't have a better way. So if I do a switch on current if I do a switch on current direction, and if I do a switch on current direction, and let's say in the so in the case is up, in the case is down, or is right. In the case the number is 1 or the number is 3, I can just remove 1 from the number, right? In the case is down, well, I can just I don't know why I'm trying to do it harder than it is. It's okay. I was trying to be smart, but I think I can just make 4 cases and that's okay. But yeah, we just make 4 cases. Fuck it. Okay, so direction to remove. Direction to remove. So if he's coming from down, then I need to remove. If he's coming down, then I have to remove up. Right? I don't know if this makes sense to you. Probably doesn't make sense because you are not into too much into this thing, but I'm into this thing so much, and now I can understand what the freaking is this. But believe me, this will work just for the last piece. Believe me, I think it should be okay. So down, right, up and left, and so if he's down, I have to remove up. If he's right, I have to remove left. If he's up, I have to remove down. And if it's left, I have to remove right. So I'm just removing the opposite direction, okay? And at this point, I'm saying remove this, and then randomize. I need a break. I need a break on each of those. Yeah, I need a break on each of those. Otherwise, it's executing them all. I don't know what it's doing. What about opening the switch and closing the switch? It would be a good idea. No. Okay, you want it like this? I don't like it like this. I like it like this. No? I don't know. Okay, so now it's doing what it should do. So let me recompile. So now the last direction I think should be fine. I think so. We still need to figure out how the hell to remove the pieces. He recompiled even if he's running. Wow. error report, and they recompile from here as well. But I think it's working okay. By the way, this system is reusable for any other similar type of mini games, right? Okay, let's see. This one is correct because we go down here, we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here. And here is the end. Now we need to place the end. Okay, we need to place the end. Placing the end will not be very easy, or will be easy. I need to know the type of connector, and I need to know the direction of where I'm going. Okay, but anyway, I think it worked. Let me try a few more, but yeah. But let me see if we can generate one where it was a straight line. Yeah. This one works now as well. So I go here, 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 and here it finishes. Okay, let's try to work on the finish for a second. So the finish. So we use this one in the other puzzle. I think we can use the same. Is obstacle finish. So obstacle finish is actually an object. Yeah, it's this thing, obstacle finish. Okay. So obstacle finish, we have to place it. Now the problem is, how do we know where to place it? Because okay, I can place it in the middle of the puzzle thing, but that's easy. Do I need to have one actor? Instead of creating one actor, I can just have one that I move. Yeah, I would prefer actually. I think I can have, I can have an actor, which is my obstacle finish, which I will place just here in the middle, and I will just move it, right? I can call it obstacle finish armor. Obstacle finish armor. So this one will be permanent in the level, which is okay, and we don't have to destroy it. We just move it continuously based on the location. So how do I do this? When I set up the puzzle, at the end of everything, maybe I should also put some comments here. But yeah, I should start to comment a bit this code, but that is basically clean previous puzzle. That is clean previous puzzle. That is initialize variables or something. That is for each, that is basically cycling through up to here. No, all of this. Yeah. All of this is cycle through the puzzle cells, and from here down is create ground component, and it is create bumper component. Okay, at least it's a bit more organized. And then what should we do? The last piece is to create the ending, right? So to create the ending, we need to get an actor of class, and this actor of class will be our object finish. No. How is called? Finish something? Obstacle. But this is, there are, no, here I'm searching, not the specific instance. If I do get actor by name, there is get component by tag, get actor by tag, get components, get how do I get exactly that actor, which is my object finish 2? My object finish, obstacle finish armor. Can I put a tag on it? I can put a tag, but then I don't know if I can search for tag. Is tag in this thing? Tag. I can tag it. Can I get an actor by tag? Tag. Get actor. Get actors with tag. Okay. So we can tag it. Which is probably the easiest. I can add a tag and I would call it exactly like his name. So, come on. Obstacle finish armor. Okay, so this guy will be called like this. And so when I go here and I get actor by tag, I search this guy. And then I can just get the first one because anyway we only have one. So I can just get the first one. Okay. So create finish line, whatever, finish object, finish, create finish goal. Okay, so we get this guy and we move it. The problem is where to move it, because we need to move it. I have to do a set actor location. The problem is set actor location. The problem is where to set this actor location, because it cannot be in the middle of the square, unfortunately. It would be the easiest. But it's not the middle of the square. It's the border on which I'm going. The problem is that my puzzle doesn't tell me. The direction. So I know it's a number 3, but I don't know if it's here or if it's here, right? The only way to know the direction is to look at the previous cell, and oh my god, I don't have the previous cell. I think it will not be easy, because I don't have the previous. I mean, I have it, but I have it in a generated path. In the generated path, I'm not moving it to the blueprint at the moment. I have it in the code. Well, what I could do, I could add an additional information into the structure of the puzzle, which is telling me the end direction. Yeah, maybe. That would probably be the easiest. Because at the moment, you see, if I put it like here, it will just go in the middle. Which is, I mean, better than nothing, but it's not the place we want to put it. It's not the place we want to put it, right? Let me try, but this is not the place. By the way, it didn't even move it. Why didn't you move it? Because it's too low and we don't see it. Maybe it's too low, we don't see it. That is a possibility. That seems pretty big. No, I don't think so. Let me try to move it up a bit, but I think maybe the tag didn't work. No, we don't see it. It should be here, whatever, but it's not here. Why? Let me see if I did it right. So we are calculating for each cell. So I'm reaching the no. Wait. Because I'm doing it. I'm building the cells in the order, not in the order of the generation. No, I need to pass in. Okay, I need to pass in the information of what is the last cell. Otherwise, it is not working. So it is something I need to. Yeah, so the block is there, but I need to pass in the information. Where is the ending? Oh, it's super big, by the way. I think I want it smaller. No, it's super huge. This mega huge block. It's too big. Scale minus 17. Oh, what is minus 17? Scale minus 0.175. Why minus? Oh wait, it's not this guy. I was not looking at the right guy. Okay, it should be like 0.5. It should be like half of that, right? Maximum half of that. Yeah, it should be something like this. By the way, guys, I think I'm gonna go soon. But if you want to support the project, let me just do a bit of advertising, which is always nice. If you want to support the project, the easiest thing you can do is to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, right? Which are the two channels that we have. And this means that you will know when I'm online the next time. And it will help me anyway, because at a certain number of subscribers on YouTube, something happens. And so please click the follow and subscribe buttons. Also, if you didn't do it yet, or if you were not aware, if you didn't check it yet, you can also support us with Patreon or PayPal. And you can just go Patreon/Planeshift and you will find it. There are like 3 tiers. One is a very basic tier of $3, which is but it's good already. It's very nice. So you get the access to the Patreon post, like the post that I do here. So you can see special video where I do recaps of the developments. You can access our supporter channel in Discord. You have a supporter tag, and if you go for 10, you will have specific videos which are restricted only to the $10 level, where I basically do a recap of development monthly and some extra goodies. And then there is a crazy one of $50 per month, where you basically get access to our internal channel. It's a channel where in theory only developers should be there, but if someone really is so convinced to see what we do, I mean so interested to see what we do and what we discuss about, you can chime in with a $50 per month. I don't know, if you need another tier, let me know. At the moment we have 9 patrons. I really thank you guys for the support, which is nice. And yeah, that's it. End of the advertising. So this block, I think, as big as this is okay. Why we get this bad lighting from the top? I mean, it doesn't really look pretty bad at the end, right? Well, the pink doesn't help for sure. That's for sure. So if I put a material, well, I can put a material instead of this checker thing. Why we have two? No idea. If we go under puzzle, right, this checker material, I can have a texture of some kind, or I can have I don't remember. No, it was texture sample, something like that. Texture sample, yeah, texture sample. So if I do that and I take like my steel material, steel metal texture, and I put this here, what happens? It's all blue for some reason. Surface. Wasn't texture sample? Oh, I don't remember, boys. Yes, it is. Why is all blue? Surface opaque default late translucent. Surface opaque translucent default late. Yeah, it's kind of the same one. So why you are making my life so hard? Can I copy this here? And can I put this here? Okay, so for some reason this texture sample is not the same as this texture sample. Why was all blue? Ah, because I selected the freaking normal map. Okay. That's why. I selected normal map. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I think we should differentiate the materials between the bumpers and the, yes, you see now is this color. I still don't like too much the rendering at the end. It seems that like it's not lit or something. Did I select unlit camera? I think I did something stupid here. I think I selected, I think there was a setting. No. I remember I did something here. I remember I did. I remember I did some. I changed this camera projection perspective, mobility, render scene primitive, scene color, RGB, capture every frame, capture movement, and yeah. So this is all enabled. I don't remember if I changed something here and I made it look bad. No? I don't know, it looks like it looks a bit, you know, so, right? In terms of quality. It doesn't look like it's giving me the right quality. Did I do it on this target? Nah, that is okay. Let me just try 1 second to move it into the normal world, okay? Because I want to see if I messed up something with this camera. No, seems okay. Seems to render at the right way. Maybe it's really only the fact that that we are exactly vertically on top, and you know, with the sun coming exactly 90 degrees is like looking a bit bad. I don't know. It seems that those are, I don't know. It doesn't look good. Do you agree? It doesn't look like it looks like if there are no shadows, for example, right? Yep. I could do this and go to the finishing line. Okay, but anyway, I think we did very good progress. I think I have to go, but we did very good progress, boys. So we basically managed to fix the algorithm, to generate, thanks to all this reasoning I did on this thing. By the way, we could even make it bigger, right? If I make it bigger, what happens? Let's try. Let's try to, just for fun, to make an even bigger puzzle. I will zoom up a lot, and I will say that my side, whatever, my puzzle size is 5, so this would be a 25 maximum, and we go 21, and we go 21. Okay, let's see what happens. Boom. Yeah, it doesn't fit anymore into the point is that I don't see much the borders if I'm exactly vertically on top. That's the problem. I should make these borders I think it's like this. I think it's like this. I don't see the borders very well. Why is not putting the decals on this thing? It's not putting the decals outside of this area. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Okay, anyway, now the point is just, I mean, that the borders are a bit small, so, but the idea was that the player would not see them. Right? My idea is these are kind of bumpers that are invisible, but you can collide with, and you will have on the ground a texture which is telling you where to sew. So now we really need the texture, boys. I think now we really need the texture to be made or to be used, because I will need a texture like this. So imagine this texture. I don't know if I can go back. Yes, I can. I will need a texture like this one, right? Which is showing a path, right? And as you understood, you know, this path can be vertical, like it's showing in this picture, or it can be, you know, this way or this way, etc. Right? And so the player will have to follow that, and he will see the sewing getting made by the decals that I'm stamping on it. Yeah. So that is how, and if he goes too much to the right or to the left, it will get. So we also need to put at the top like some points or some quality. I think I will have like a quality marker, and based on the quality marker, they will go down as every time that you hit the border. So this is something that I still need to make. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you for following and looking at the stream. Thanks for watching. So I will close the stream here because I need to go. I don't think I can stream tomorrow or the other days because I will have to travel. So I will be traveling abroad, and means that I think I will be able to stream probably only on Friday again. It's possible I can do some work meanwhile, but very, very little. So I will see you soon. Bye.